So here's how you can make 10 grand as a student. If you're watching this video, you're probably in a place in life where you're learning things that you might think are not gonna really get you paid in the real world. And that's exactly the topic of this video. Because if you wanna make an income of 5, 10 grand a month, 100 grand a month, and you really wanna dig into what creates value, that's a simple question of business. Because value gets rewarded with cold hard cash. And in this video, I'm gonna give you a few practical steps to figure out what you can do, learn, master, so that you can bring value into the marketplace and get cash in return. So you can build a bigger business than even 10 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand. What I did, how I actually got into business as a student, is I was in high school. Just like you might be watching this video, I really got the realization that I was partying, I was having a ton of fun, not gonna lie. But I did have the realization that, okay, if I wanna keep up this lifestyle, that's honestly was my first motivation. And if I wanna really make something happen of my life, I need to do something other than the standard. Okay, I use this word a lot, which is called the standard. And that's essentially the standard path. Some people call it matrix, whatever, right, nowadays. But for years, I've said the standard gives you standard results. Makes sense, right? And so if you want special results, you need to do special things. And so when I was 18, and I'm not obviously advising anyone replicate this, but I found out about social media and stuff like that and how you could build a social media marketing agency. I thought I could do this, so I just dropped right out of high school. Now, I didn't have any skills, okay? I had a little sales job on the side back then, and I just quit everything and I jumped right into it. The reason I did that is because this business was really about developing a skill that could provide value to the marketplace. And that skill was the skill of simply running ads. So I was learning at that point in time how to run ads for local businesses so that I could bring in customers and could get paid in return. When you do that, it's a simple math equation. And I would also run my sales meetings like that, right? So the first step for you as a student right now, getting out of my story, is to figure out, hey, what skill can I learn that is gonna create value and therefore income? If you have something already that you're very good at, you could also bring that out into the marketplace. If you have no idea at all, then you can start thinking like, hey, what skill could I learn, right? So a couple of really great skills, evergreen skills that are always gonna be there and only gonna grow in the future are sales, being an appointment setter or a high ticket closer, are media buying, copywriting, learning marketing skills that you can start learning and Googling and looking up on YouTube and start offering your services to companies or to entrepreneurs so that you can start getting paid in return. And the beautiful thing about offering a skill to the marketplace is that it's essentially, in my opinion, always guaranteed to work as long as you don't quit. Why? Because the thing is, you can start as low as you want. If you offer to be a salesperson or a copywriter for a company for 50 bucks a month, you're gonna get hired at some point, right? Now, obviously you wanna be doing it for 500 or 1,000 or 5,000, right? My first client was 500, then $1,000, then 1,500, then 2K, and then obviously I did bigger deals like 15K, 25K, and I grew from there. And then got portfolio companies and whatever, right? We don't need to talk about that. This is your first 10 grand. That being said, if you have an anxiety about charging that much, you can always start a little bit lower, get your feet wet, get some results, etc. And then, now you pretty much are already in business, right? Because you're learning as you're getting paid. And then you can just move up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And if you span that out over a year, there's no way that you're not really gonna be able to create a full-time income, okay? You can also do it faster, right? You can start a little bit low and then increase it, increase it, increase it. So with any skill, it's pretty much guaranteed as long as you don't quit. And the reason for that is if you're offering a skill to the marketplace, you're not needing to pay anything to do that business, right? And to make money. So you can essentially keep going until you succeed. And there's no stop there, right? You can just keep going. There's always a way to make this work. I'm suggesting that you start high. I'm suggesting that you go for high ticket things. I'm suggesting you go for the best. But I'm also saying you can always lower it down and still make it work that way and make it easier on yourself and kind of go on a smaller step first. The second thing you want to do is you want to be offering that skill to the marketplace, right? And so once again, here I come back to the point, like, okay, you can always start low. So to give you my example, how I got my very first client, technically I did a few clients for small work on freelance websites. Then I got my very first proper clients, which was a gym in the Netherlands, which I got for 500 for the first month, and then it went up to 1K, right? And then the second one I got for 1K, and then I got someone else for 1K, and then I went up to like 1,500 and stuff like that. That all happened in the span of a couple months. And then I moved my ass to Bali, and from there I moved my ass to Los Angeles because I was already making an online income, right? With pretty much no expenses. And it went pretty quickly. And so how you do that is you offer yourself to marketplace, and then when you get good results, it becomes very easy. Because you can simply say to a business, whether you're starting a marketing agency or whether you're just being a salesperson, right? You can simply say to a business, I'm gonna bring in this amount of money, expectation, and I just ask this, and you just ask 10% of it or whatever, right? And so it becomes a very easy thing to do at that point. If you're just going into a business more as, a job, but not really a job like a salesperson or whatever, they already know that, right? So you only need to show that you have the skills to close. And then once you do that and you're a good fit for the company, you can just get hired and you can move up and move up and move up and maybe eventually start your own business. Now, what if you already have some skill or some passion that you're good at and that could provide value to the marketplace? At that point, you can start thinking about, let's say that you're a very good DJ or a very good boxer or whatever, right? Something that's got nothing to do with business. You might not think like, okay, I'm gonna make a ton of money with this, but you can. If you start producing content on social media, if you start bringing that out there, you can start actually selling packages to people to help people get better at that thing. I can tell you personally that I bought a ton of things online, to self-study, because the education economy is growing rapidly. It's like billions and billions of dollars. It's doing $1 billion a day right now. So you can get into the education industry, you can coach people, you can help people. And to break it down very simply for you, there's a lot of personal trainers, right? Fitness personal trainers. Well, there's a very slight difference between just being a personal training coach online. But it's a much more scalable business model. And you can be a personal training coach in anything, you get it? So a lot of people are personal trainers that just did a bit of training and then now they're very ripped and now they give people advice online. And then they get better and better and better and they charge more, and that's how you build the business. So it's just from the knowledge you already kind of have or a passion that you grow, right? And once again, if this gives you insecurity, if you're like, oh, well, I don't know if I can provide enough value, you can start very small. You can say, I'm gonna help someone for a month for $50 because you love it anyways. And then as you help someone, you get better yourself, you do more research, etc., etc. And now you can start building that. And after 12 months, you can have a business that's thriving, that's making you over 10 grand a month or more, right? You can do crazy numbers in this business. You actually love it because you're simply just sharing what you are really good at and what you love to do as well. Okay, and you can do that in anything, right? But think simply of health, wealth, relationships, but you can also, as I said, do it in specific sports, whatever you have that can provide value to people, right? As long as people are wanting to get better at something or wanting help with something or solve a problem, you are creating value, right? I've heard people helping people quit porn, right? Helping people quit smoking, whatever, right? There's so many things. If you solve the problem for yourself in your life, then you can do it for others as well. And you can start very low and build it up from there if you have any doubts about that. Now, from there on, once you have that skill, and you're offering it to the marketplace, whether you're doing that as a salesperson and you're really inside a company, or you're bringing out coaching for boxers, whatever it may be, you are bringing that out to the marketplace, then the only thing left to do is, if you want to, you can scale it from there, right? So you can simply scale what you have there, and then you're getting into marketing, and then you're getting into automating things so you don't really have to do a lot yourself anymore, and scaling that business up. So whether you're going from a salesperson to a sales manager, or to a sales agency, or from a freelancer in advertising to really building marketing teams like I did, right? And then you can start hiring people to really do this skill for you. So you just transfer the skill over to them, and then they start doing that for you, and then you can scale further and further and further. Or if you're in education, it's a bit simpler. You can just make an online course instead of coaching people one-on-one, right? So you help people one-on-one with their boxing, and then as you go on, you get better and better, and now you're gonna be able to help people in groups because you're better. You have better information, that type of stuff. And then you can even start selling a course, whatever it may be. So my whole point here is there's different ways to do it, but the start is, if you know nothing at all, zero, go and master a skill. Or if you have a passion or you have something in your mind that you think like, hey, this could provide value to a marketplace, start digging into it more, start becoming an expert with all the information, all the stuff that's online. And if you dedicate yourself to it, you can become really profound in something in 3 months, you know what I mean? And then you can start helping people that are coming into it from scratch, right? Think of what your friends actually ask you to help them with. Or you can do anything other than that, right? You can become a copywriter, whatever you want to do. But this is really the process. 1, think of a skill that can provide value. 2, bring it to the marketplace, and then 3, you can scale it from there. A very simple 3-step process that's gonna allow you to actually start getting into business and start doing something, right? Because honestly, times are changing. People are moving away from 9-to-5s. People wanna make money online, right? And this is a way that you can really do it with pretty much no risk at all, something that you like, something that actually creates an impact, not just selling some bullshit online or promoting shit. You know, it's just something legit that you can do that actually helps people. So with that being said, I will see you in the next video, and go ahead and do this shit. Don't delay it. Take action.